So here we are, day 3, and I have help here today as well as Philly. We're going to continue on the room. This is a lovely helper here for today, Malcolm, who will be helping me with all the painting. But the room behind, I'm just going to give you a quick update as to how far I got to yesterday and what we need to do here today. So I managed to do pretty much all of the walls of second coat, and it's looking wonderful and ready for the coving at the top. I did leave a couple of walls here, which is the one I showed yesterday, and you can pretty much see in the light difference where I had to apply a little mix of plaster mixed with the paint and fill it for perfection. So I'll quickly do a second coat on this and another wall, and we're pretty much done. Malcolm here today will be helping out me with sanding any imperfections so we can start on the white satin. So in here, for example, we've got, you see there's gaps and some paint cracked. So Malcolm is sanding that over here for us, and I'll be cracking on with that. And Phil and another helper called Rick will be removing the radiators. We have 2 here of these walls because they too need a paint. As you can see, everything's flaking. There's some, I guess, metal and rust coming through. So it'll be really nice to freshen those up, because I think it'll be a shame if not. But also, whilst the radiators will be out and blasted with hose inside, we've got this plywood here. That's, yeah, as you can tell, it's pretty knackered. And Phil's gonna take a look at what the trouble is behind there.
A couple of fillings, I think.
So here is Malcolm filling up, doing his precision job. We're using some filler in there, and this stuff dries super fast within 5 to 20 minutes, which means we'll be able to sand this down and paint this today. As well as painting that white, we're going to need to finish painting these beautiful decorative wooden strips that Philly has put up for us. So I think it's taking shape really today. And because Philly did not paint these pipes last time yellow, I have the extra job of painting these second coat of yellow today. So I have plenty to get on with. And the dog is here. Of course, he's helping. I think he is generally going to be defluffing the floor. Lightning. Lightning.
Just checking what's going on over here.
Thanks for your help. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, thanks for my hug. Love you. He wants to help. Oh, I love you too. Whilst I'm sanding down the wall, Philly has come over and we have a new problem. Tell them, Philly, what's going on with this panel?
We're going to remove this.
You mean rip it out?
I'm going to rip it out. I don't like it. One of the things here is we said we wanted to get the room back in use really quickly, but we've got to a certain degree, we might as well just go and not to cover up problems to deal with in 3 to 5 years. So I'm just going to pull some of this out to make it a bit nicer and ultimately solve the problem for the future, but it's going to involve a hammer and a nail gun. So.
Yeah, so the problem with this panel, the reason it has to come out, over here there's a hole for a stopcock, and essentially behind this panel is a sewer pipe. And it used to be a nice straight angle corner, but obviously they've created a 3-point angle here. And there's a gap here, which isn't very nice. I think it's not perfect, but also then they ran out of wood at some point, I guess, and then just used this to fill, and it's not exactly flush. It's ugly, and I just think whilst you're here, get this to a nice perfection, this whole little corner. So that's what Philly's doing. Philly's making it worse before it gets better.
Yeah, hammer time. Right, I pulled all of this out, and it's horrible under there, but we'll ignore that. It was 2 or 3 different pieces, none of them really fit together properly. So I pulled that away. Now I've got a new piece that we're just gonna slide into there.
That looks good.
Yeah, and obviously I've just got to put some battening underneath here to actually fix it to, and then mark where the hole is for the stopcock so we can get in there in case of emergencies. And then I might be able to move on to the job I actually planned for today.
Yeah, exactly, I know. It feels sometimes that you take one step forward and two steps back, but let's take a closer look. Yeah, that's gonna be
There.
perfect. Obviously, once it's in there, can you just move there so we can take a look behind at the beautiful construction here? So here's this sewer pipe that we talked about, and also we have the stopcock that we talked about, which is the thinner line pipe over here, and all of that needs to have access, obviously, behind that board. So it does look messy, it does look horrible, and it's not a job we planned for today, but whilst we're here,
Yep.
get it done. All right, I'm gonna leave you because I'm just literally getting on with some perfection and caulking. You can see some tools in my hand.
So, nice fresh piece in, all down onto some fresh battening. Skirting board is now actually attached to something rather than just being leaning in the corner. And now we've got something to deal with. I've drawn out the hole which I need to cut for the
Stopcock. Must
That's
remember
it.
that one, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just going to do a little square and I'm just going to cut it out with the oscillating saw rather than worry about the big cutting disc, unless I can find my drill cutting bit outside in a moment. So then I can possibly move on to what I was supposed to be doing today, which is taking some radiators out.
Always how typical. And Philly has attached this using my mini compressor, which he loves.
I do love this mini compressor because it's portable and it just means you can use things like the nail guns and everything so easily. It's fantastic.
Yeah, okay, well, you get on with that. I've still got some more caulking to do.
Super. Right, having finished the unexpected job, I'm now on to the one I was planning for today, which is take out these radiators. So now I've got to drain them. I think we're at the final drops.
Now it's time for the next stage. All the boys are inside, including Rick. Hi, Rick.
Hi.
We haven't seen you all day. You've been splitting wood and stacking it. Yeah, sorry. So this is your come home and be warm inside.
Yeah.
So the boys are here inside. They are going to be taking out the radiator finally because it took some time to empty out all the water from this. I think there's about 10 litres at least, but you can see there's a wet patch and we tried our best not to make this wet. But it is a very heavy radiator. It is cast iron. Does anyone know what this radiator will probably weigh?
We'll tell you in a minute.
Oh,
But
a couple of cases of Stella at least.
Yeah. So that'll be really interesting to know. I'm guessing 25 kilos minimum starting from. I don't know, does anyone else know? This is about 1 meter wide to, let's say, half a meter high.
All your walls just fell down behind.
There it is.
I would say.
Rick just said the wall fell down behind. Let's take a look at what's going on.
That's all right, we can lift this. Yeah. Right, I've got it.
Well done,
Oh, the
boys.
legs are off.
The legs of the radiator fell, did they?
Yeah, it is.
I should have put my muscle t-shirt on.
Yes, you should have. Bye, radiator one.
Are we just balancing it on the...
Oh my goodness me, take a look of all this disgusting radiator soot. It's all black. We quickly need to mop this, but just before I do that, I'm just going to show you. This is all the wall items that fell out just behind it. You can see it moves quite a bit. So we'll just rip this wall off and see what's wrong with it. But this is all just previous plaster or something, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go and tidy this up because this is turning into something more disgusting.
I need to make because this is going to.
Yeah.
So how heavy was the radiator, you think?
Heavier than it looks, believe it or not, because it looks heavy.
You guys were so swift with it.
We had to be. It
I-
was
I
no
get-
stopping.
I guess 25 kilos, maybe.
Probably closer to 100.
No way.
Yeah. You know what? Might weigh it just to find out.
I reckon you should. And no wonder the floor down there is kind of bowing inwards where the radiator sits. But look on the bright side, it's out.
It's out, which means I've got all that work to do.
I know. This job just keeps getting longer and longer, don't you think?
You've got another one to do next to that one as well, haven't you?
No, we.
We?
Yeah.
Well, it's definite we for the one in the dining room, isn't it? That's like 6 foot long.
I'm not touching that. You can stay there.
So today went brilliantly and swimmingly. We had some hiccups, as you saw, with the piece of wood for Phil, which kind of added more extra work, which we weren't not looking forward to. And we didn't get all the radiators out of this room as we wanted to, so we only managed to do one. We've got another one. And actually, I never did manage to start painting the wood, but what we did is we prepped all the hairline cracks and everything was filled and sand, and some things were sanded, but we still yet to sand when it's all set tomorrow. Phil never did manage to get onto the door frame, which was discovered yesterday that it's rotten away and needs securing because it's moving a lot. So he'll be doing that tomorrow, and Friday, second radiator will be out, and then we'll be able to start painting, because tomorrow, for me, it's all about sanding. For Phil, it's all about fixing that door entry into this room. So we'll see you guys tomorrow for more progress, and it's one step closer to this room completion.